Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? Can you believe it is December 1st? But then again, by the time you watch this video, it can be December 20th of 2024. Who's to say? Anyways, you guys, hi, my name is Carlos. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We're going to be reviewing the YSL Black Opium fragrance in the extreme version. Now, if you are familiar with YSL, Lizalde-Vega, don't come after me I said around, because I know plenty of you guys are going to be like, well, not plenty of you, there are some people out there that are nitpicky on terms of how you say Lizalde-Vega. But anyways, where was I going with this? If you're familiar with Opium, it is a very unique, very highly popular fragrance, and this is kind of like their sister cousin, their hood cousin, I'm just playing, of the like fragrance line. So I thought I would sit down and just kind of go over that a little bit, not into the nitty gritty, but kind of just reviewing it and give you my thoughts and opinions. All right, you guys, so I'm getting like squirrel moments right now, meaning I'm going off and I don't know where I'm going. So let's go ahead and get started on this video. Yeah, let's get started. All right, you guys, so as I mentioned in my intro, which was a hot mess, which typically always is, we're going to be reviewing the YSL Black Opium fragrance in the extreme version. Now, this particular version itself did come out about a year ago. So I figured, you know what, let me go ahead and sit down, take a moment, review this particular product, because I feel like when I was watching reviews of this particular fragrance during the time that it came out, I wonder if those reviews were kind of biased based on the history of Opium, Black Opium, and YSL. I'll explain what I mean by that. So YSL released a fragrance, I would say roughly in the mid-70s, 75, 77, roughly around there, where they released the fragrance Opium. Now, during that time, they were able to use non-synthetic like ingredients in their fragrances, which basically means they end up using like animal products in their fragrances, which gave them like this really rich overall smell. Now, today's market, in today's world, they don't do that anymore, which obviously is for good reasons. Now, where I'm going with this is that basically, I don't remember when they discontinued selling the original Opium by YSL, but then they relaunched it in, I would say, mid 2000, so like 2005, 2009, around there. Then they re-released it, obviously with a whole new formula, trying to recreate the original fragrance itself of Opium. So anyways, so now fast forward. What I've noticed is that some fragrance companies or some beauty companies, they'll release a particular fragrance, and they will kind of create almost, and I guess they call it flankers. I'm not sure why, but whatever. I look at them like cousins or distant cousins or your hood cousins. You know what I mean? Like, you got the main one here, like everyone loves, and then you got boom, 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 boom. The boom, boom, booms are like the spin-offs of the fragrances. Who does this quite a bit is actually Liz Claiborne with Curve. So if you ever smelled Curve before, now there's like 20,000, not literally, but there's huge differences of Curve fragrances. They got Curve Wave, Curve Red, Curve Blue, so many. But the reason why they do that is because they know the regular or the original Curve by Liz Claiborne is so highly popular. They keep the Curve in the name because they know they're going to have that really die-hard fan base keep purchasing those particular fragrances. Now, the other person or other brand who does this a lot is actually Calvin Klein with CK1. CK1 was a very highly popular fragrance in the 90s. Now, they caught on to that too, and then what they ended up doing is doing flankers of CK1. So you got CK1 Shock, you got CK1 Summer, CK1 whatever, blah, 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 right? So that's basically what YSL has done on their fragrance. And this is pretty common actually in the fragrance world, which makes sense because you don't want to create a fragrance that stands on its own and you're afraid that it may not do well in terms of like performance of retail market, you know, when people are purchasing it, right? All right, so I pulled up my phone because I want to make sure, so that I'm gonna put an image somewhere on the screen. So with the Black Opium, as I mentioned, I could be wrong. I think they were trying to draw in a more younger crowd versus like the Opium, because the Opium fragrance, it's been out for a minute, and since it's been out for a minute, can't say the word, you have more of that older fan base crowd, right? So the best way to recreate that same like fan base is by getting the original but adding a new name to it. So that's why they got the Black Opium. So Black Opium has Black Opium, which is Eau de Parfum Neon. Then they have the Black Opium Eau de Parfum, it says intense. Wait, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. No, wait, it doesn't have a scent. I mean, it doesn't have a name, sorry, but it does have a overall increased scent level. And then we have Black Opium, which also has an increase of the intensity of the fragrance. And then we have Black Opium, which is what we have now, which is the extreme variation, and that's supposed to be more stronger in overall scent. All right, so let's go into the actual notes or the scents of this actual perfume right here. So the keywords that they use on the website is it's a coffee, vanilla, bourbon, jasmine, warm, and spicy. This is a woman's fragrance. However, what I've noticed though with YSL, especially the Opium, it does have a very strong male fan base, which is interesting actually. And I think the reason for that is because, again, the original Opium is very strong, is very potent in terms of like the performance. Like it has a very masculine, musky, oriental like smell that a lot of men gravitate to. All right, you guys, so let me show you a close-up of the bottle itself. It actually is really nice. Now the texture of the bottle does come off a little gritty, but it doesn't flake off like some other products that have this like glimmer shimmer to it, however you want to call it. But you can tell that it does have like this glimmer sheen to it, which is actually very pleasing and aesthetically beautiful. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead. I'm going to spray it on the card, and then I'm going to also spray it on the wrist. And the reason for that is because you're going to get slight different variations on the card, and then you're going to get a slight difference in terms of like the chemistry between the fragrance and your skin. All right, so we did 2 there. All right, you guys. All right, so I gave it a moment to kind of like settle down, dry down, however you want to call it. All right, so let's go ahead and sniff the card and see what we think. Right away, I do get like this spicy undertone to it. Like that's the first scent that I smell, like a spicy undertone. If I breathe in a little bit more, now I do smell like kind of like a coffee scent to it. Not like your traditional coffee, like if you're going into a grocery store and you walk into like that coffee aisle, you know, you get like that strong coffee smell. It's not like that, but you do smell like a hint of coffeeness, if that's even a word. All right, so let's go ahead and smell my wrist and see what's any difference whatsoever. Okay, so there is a slight difference. Remember, the chemistry of your body is going to perform quite differently if you were to spray it on a card or those perfume sticks. All right, so as I'm smelling my wrist a little bit longer now, as I let the actual product sit on my skin, I smell more of the vanilla now, and I smell like, okay, now I smell more of like the vanilla, the bourbon, and the spiciness to it. I was kind of hoping that the bourbon itself would be a little bit more powering the vanilla, but now I'm getting like kind of like you smell slightly of the bourbon, but you smell more of like the lavender and the spiciness together. Hopefully that makes any sense. Now, originally this does retail for $110. This is a 1.6 floral ounce. I did pick this up on sale for $66. I picked it up because I didn't think that was actually a bad deal. It's good. I wish it was a little bit more stronger and more on the masculine side, because that's what I was led to believe, especially by other reviews, that that's where it was going in that direction. But I don't get it. I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance overall. It has a unique smell. Not a bad one, but I do feel that it could be a little bit more stronger in overall scent. All right, you guys, so that was my unreview. Did I say unreview? That was my review, again, of the Black Opium YSL. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense in terms of like the variations from the original, why there's like so many different ones and now, and why there was a breakup between the Black Opium. Again, that's just my my whole theory in terms of why they end up creating the black opium, because I think for more of the younger crowd. Alright you guys, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, also hit the notification bell as well, so anytime I upload a new video, you automatically get the notifications. And definitely leave a comment below, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. If you do have the black opium extreme, what are your honest thoughts and opinions about it? But until then, make sure to brush your teeth, wash your culo, and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye now.